and you might need to accept on your device that this meeting is being recorded. Just continue with that process, so just being aware of Archangel Michael on your right hand side and the energy of protection, strength and courage. And just focus on the right hand side, and gradually that energy will move towards the back of the body. So you might feel the movement between the two places. And imagine in front of you, so Archangel Michael is the fiery energy of transformation. And then being aware of Archangel Uriel in front of you. And Archangel Uriel being the earth angel. Once Archangel Michael's in the back position, just be aware of Archangel Raphael on the right. And the attributes of clarity, wisdom, and the element of air, so thinking processes. And then being aware of Archangel Gabriel on the left. And just feel yourself as if they sort of join energies and form a column around, in and around you, so that you're sort of embraced fully around yourself by the column of the four archangels. And then be aware beneath your feet, and be aware of Archangel Sandalphon. And above your head, being aware of Archangel Metatron. And these two energies kind of zip up and down. It's the most common way that they, so it's like they're communicating up and down. And the four archangels hold the light within you and the light around you steadfast, whilst this energy goes up and down. And then be aware of another four archangels sort of on the corner points of how you've formed the column of light. Zadkiel, Haniel, Shamuel and Jophiel. And just put them around. They'll automatically go into the right position. And just being aware that if you were to draw shapes or lines between all of these archangels in a particular way, they would form a symbolic shape called a Merkaba. So if you know what a Merkaba looks like, you can kind of vision that. And if not, just don't worry about it. That's good. That's better. So we call on the Supreme Being, Divine Mother and Divine Father. We call on our souls and our divine selves. We call on beloved Sri Shakti Narayani Amma. We call on all of the great ones who love and assist humanity with unconditional love. We call on Sri Shakti Durga. We call on Ananda Maya. We call on all of the great ones, all of our teams of guides, teachers and friends who love us unconditionally, to be here with us, to guide us, to protect us, to intervene on our behalf. We ask this in full faith through the divine grace, so be it. And just being aware of the anchoring of the angels, the archangels, and just being aware of a realm of angels called the angel powers. Interesting. So the angel powers are kind of like the angels who keep things in balance. And they are also the ones that they're quite strict, like disciplined. So if we do anything that is against like the code of humanity, it's the angel powers that come to correct it. So I'm not sure whether it was last satsang or last meditations I was talking about, you know, at the heart of COVID, people, actual individual people have made decisions. And my feeling with the archangel powers is that they're invoked today to bring about more justice. So we don't have to have any thoughts whatsoever about what justice is. It's not a human thinking thing. It's like an energetic balancing thing. And all we can do is tune in to the angelic and archangelic realms and just be our most best self, our most healthy self, our most loving self, our most kind self. And that's the way that we can add energy to the angel powers, by just kind of being the loving, kind person that we are inside. Even if we get upset sometimes day to day, just for this time that we're all together, just focusing on the angel powers and just being of assistance, in that we just be in kindness for all of the things that are going on in the world today, this global pandemic and the impact that it's having on everybody. And just like Mark was saying earlier, we always have an opportunity of choice. It's up to us, the choice. So the construction industry is closed down for 2 weeks. In my world, our world, Sandy and I's world, that's a big thing, and it's a big thing in other people's lives there as well. So just being aware of that step being taken and the people that made that decision, and just being in loving kindness towards them. And look on your choice to take that as a positive. We've decided to go on with some work around the house and have additional time together, which will be lovely. And just looking at the positive side of whatever is happening for you. And just being aware, Hazel, just being aware of however it's impacting you in your work. And just let yourself just drop any defenses, any need to hold on to, this is not right. And that's not me saying it is right, but what I'm saying is don't hold on to that it's not right. It wouldn't and couldn't be here if it wasn't teaching humanity something. And as it always is the way with the divine lessons, until we learn the lesson, it'll stay. And it may be that moving forward, humanity always has to live with this as in the world, just like we had to live with the Spanish flu and other epidemics that have gone on in the past. So, just take a nice deep breath in, just release through the Ajna chakra. And just being aware in your heart. And just be aware of this as a circle, the people around you. So standing sort of next to whoever feels right for you. So today, so I know we did this a few weeks ago, but today I can feel Dhyama on my left, and then Mark next to Dhyama, hold the hands with Dhyama. And then Inanna is in front of me, and then Hazel, and then Sandy on my right hand side. And just being aware of that. If you feel a strong urge to move into a different position, then by all means do that. But we're just basically going to join our energies together, and then we're just going to kind of relax into that. And just being aware of the divine within you and the external divine that we often feel that we're separate from. So that might be like Sri Shakti Amma, might be Shakti Durga, might be Lord Jesus, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Lord Buddha, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It might be some of the great saints, rishis and sages. And just being aware of us like a little pocket of light in a sky of darkness. And just as you look around, just see that there are other pockets of light. That's it. And you might find even that some of your energy might be in some of these other sort of pockets of light. They look like holes in the fabric of the darkness. And just being aware of the circle, and we're all facing inwards. And just as you become aware of that, just see that you automatically move back from being on the earth to looking at the earth, as if you were looking kind of from the moon. Just looking down, and just let yourself become even more heart-centric. And imagine that you could send loving energy towards the earth. You can raise your right hand if you choose to, or both hands, however feels right for you. And just be aware of the global pandemic. And just sending kindness to all of the earth itself and all of the people of the earth. Just do this sort of as a generalization, that you're just sending love all across the earth. And then gradually what might happen is that you'll find that the earth will turn and Australia will come into focus. And once Australia is in focus, just kind of relax a bit more and send love to Australia and yourself on the continent of Australia. And as you send each loving blessing, just relax. So send the loving blessing and then relax more deeply. Send the loving blessing and then relax more deeply. And as you do that, just let yourself merge into the divinity that is you, that you already are. That's good. That's good. So I'm going to invoke again an unusual occurrence. We call on Supreme Being, Divine Mother, Divine Father, our souls, our divine selves. We call on beloved Sri Shakti Amanarayani, and all of the great ones. We call on our teams of guides, teachers and friends in the spiritual hierarchy who love us unconditionally. We ask for assistance on all levels of thought and all trains of thought. We ask for assistance in all dimensions. We send loving energy to the dimension in which the coronavirus exists and all of its mutations. Through the divine grace, so be it. And taking a deep breath in and just being aware of the dimensions. I'm just going to talk a little bit about dimensions. So we move from dimension to dimension all the time, very easily, in fact. So if you've ever driven from one place to another and not really been paying attention on the journey, then you've been in a different dimension. Generally, that would be a mind dimension. When we fall asleep and we dream, we go into different dimensions again. And when we have worry, we go into different dimensions of worry. Anxiousness, we go into different dimensions that contain anxiousness. There's a lot of different ways to describe it, and psychology would talk about it differently. But for today, just think about it as dimensions, and that you can move quite easily from dimensions to dimensions. Whenever I personally look at dimensions, they always look like honeycomb structures. And just imagine within those honeycomb structures that they have like doors in between them, and you can go into any dimension. So it's kind of like compartmentalizing your mind. And that's that choice that we have. Like, we could choose to be very fearful and worried and anxious, or we could choose to be in loving kindness about whatever this is that's going on for all of humanity at the moment. We could just come into peace, love and kindness within us, and we could just stay there and emanate that. Or we could make a choice and go into a dimension of worry. So just let yourself be aware that it's a choice that you make. It might be a fairly unconscious choice, but it's still a choice. It's one of the reasons that we learn to meditate. We learn to observe what's going on within us so that we can make choice. Once we can observe ourselves moving between the dimensions, we can make better choices about which are the best dimensions for us to reside in. So if anybody's ever had depression, then depression is a particular dimension that you can go into. It's a difficult dimension to get out of, but it can be done. It is possible to get out of any dimension. And the dimensions that we should all be focused on being in are gratitude, happiness, joyfulness, peacefulness, kindness, mercy, and love. and loving kindness. These are the dimensions that the more of our energy can remain in those dimensions, the better we will feel. And the better we feel, the more we are offsetting the vibration of the majority of people on the earth. This is sometimes called the 100th monkey syndrome. Just let yourself just be aware of the dimensions of love and kindness, care, mercy, joy, happiness. Sometimes people's minds can get caught on, well, I shouldn't be happy because there's all of this angst. And that is the mind kind of making trouble for you, really. Sometimes it can happen, just to give you another example, if somebody dies, people are sad, and that's fair, and people grieve, and that's also very fair. But sometimes people can also make it about, can go on and on and on with it and not be able to get out of that cycle of grieving or cycle of sadness and not get on with their own life. So all emotions are normal, and it's normal to move through them. It's not normal to stay stuck in them all the time. People can feel guilty for getting on with their life. So just take a deep breath in. So for me, this is coming from a person that I know very well. She's not here at the moment, but it's someone that I know. So just see whether you have people around you that also go into like catastrophizing or overthinking it, and just let them come in and feel the energy as well. Just pull them into, just by gently thinking about them and offering. So you can't actually give it to them, you can only offer it to them. Just offering them this as a service from all of us. As a service to humanity. That whoever desires the energy of kindness, compassion, love, and mercy can receive it. All they have to do is tune into it. Being aware of your own vibration and holding that energy of loving kindness, mercy, compassion, and kindness. And just be aware of the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin from the Buddhist tradition. And just allow Kuan Yin's energy to just merge with your energy. And as that merge occurs, just feel the slowing down within yourself. So Kuan Yin made a promise to humanity to not leave the earth plane until all of humanity had awakened to their divinity. Now, for me, I personally don't think that means that all of humanity is all going to awaken at the same time. I think it's like a rolling thing that happens where we all awaken. So just being aware of your own awakening, of your own self-realization. Just taking a big breath in, just gently release through the Ajna chakra, and be aware of Lord Ganesha. Today, Lord Ganesha is wearing a lot of armor as he comes in to assist and fight, destroy and remove obstacles and blockages. Just being aware of Lord Ganesha. And just focusing on releasing whatever you need to release. If you've got any pain in your body, then by all means work on pain in your body. And I'm going to just play a Ganesha song, and just let yourself just move through it just with ease and grace.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Just take a big breath in and just repeat after me. I now command that all obstacles and blockages that would prevent me from living my life in peace, loving kindness, mercy and compassion be released now through all time space, all lifetimes, and all dimensions, through the divine grace, so be it. And breathing in, and just release and relax as you release the breath. Take another breath in from above, and release everywhere. And another one, breathing in from above, and release anywhere you've got pain. And then one more, flush through, bringing the energy in above, flush it through your body and release it everywhere. And just release through any part of your body that might feel like compressed in any way, where you've had an injury. Breathing in through the crown and out through any injury or any compression. We'll just have a bit more Ganesha. Just release everywhere. And just being aware of Ganesha, as if Ganesha was in front of you, but inside that circle that we made, the archangelic circle, inside that. And imagine that you were sitting cross-legged on the floor and Ganesha is in front of you. And just let yourself just sit in front of Ganesha and just let yourself just tell Ganesha anything that's going on for you that's a bit worrying, that's even a tiny bit worrying. And just let Ganesha know, just let it run through your mind. And just know that you don't ever have to repeat yourself. You know, if you have the thought, that's enough. You don't have to keep repeating the thought. The divine understands what we need. So the divine already is alert to what's happening. It'd be like going into a sandwich shop and saying, can I have a cheese and tomato sandwich? And then going in and saying it again and repeating it constantly. Can I have a cheese and tomato sandwich? Can I have a cheese and tomato sandwich? Just let the thought come once and then just trust that they've got your order. Just taking a moment or two with any of the worries. For me personally, I understand that not seeing my children is it's a little bit of a concern. One of them's by himself and spent a lot of time on his own. That's a bit of a concern for me. So these small personal things, these are okay to in this moment right now, to just hand over to the divine. And remember, don't keep ordering the same sandwich. Just let it go. That's it. Let it go again. Just keep working your way through the smallest of things. Often there's a lot of fear around and worry around money. And perhaps not earning an income for a couple of weeks, perhaps not being able to access resources that you normally can. Like Diama going to a chorus singing. All these small things, just let them just go. Keep putting in your order for assistance with all of these things. Sometimes having elderly parents can be a worry. Let it go. Breathing in, releasing, breathing in, releasing. So there's a fair bit of energy coming through, just being aware of the steadfastness of the archangels. The actual energy is kind of puffing up, like it's, so it'll go upwards like a bit of a rocket. So as it builds up, just release upwards. You know how you can sometimes get a blockage in a drain? Then you can blow that blockage out of the drain. So imagine it's like a puff. It removes the blockages, sends them upwards. So it's good. It's really good. Let's keep going with that. I might put on a little bit of music whilst we just continue with that. Take a deep breath in and release through the back of the neck. And just feel that chant sort of inside your body, kind of resonating with your cells, your organs, with the water in your body, all of the fluids, the lymphatic system, the blood. Just imagine that you could open a tiny window on your blood, and it's like you're sort of looking into the bloodstream. Bring some energy from this point in time into the bloodstream, enhancing all of your immune function. And close the window, and imagine that you can come down into your body, and on the liver there are three small chakras. The small chakras. Don't worry too much about what it is. Imagine that you open a door in the liver, and you can just get some of that information into the liver itself. And then making your way, close that door. Don't leave any doors open behind you. Move your making way across the spleen, which is on the left side of the body. And just the same thing, just imagine you put that door on the spleen, a bit like an advent calendar. Let anything pour out, and then just give this loving permission into the spleen. That might let your head just slightly forward and the back of the neck open. And just then just let it. Again, on the parts of the brain. Imagine that primitive brain is just flooded with this information. All of the primitive action, bodies, all just flooded. And then just how you get to that position. And then and just just being aware that you know how to take control of the body. Take a deep breath in and just remove all concerns, all clouds, any attachment, any other part of it. Just be there. You are softening out. Like making what hurts forward. And you then and again down and so relax and everything is still everything else outside. And just be aware of relaxing. Just take a deep breath and flush the body, flush the body. that's all coronavirus vaccines. That's relevant to that. Million virus, Pfizer virus. Yeah, that's weird, but that's not just it. It's the virus, that's itself a good of it. But it be harmonious. We the divine with a breath in and release everywhere, be aware of our combined energy. That we're not doing this as an individual thing, but as a collective. So. And if you know Ignite Your Spirit Therapy and you know how to cleanse something like a vaccine, then just gently sweep it. If you know pranic healing, it would be the same thing. You would sweep the energy and then you would stabilize it and then you would bless it. It's just the same thing, the same techniques, the same in Reiki. So cleanse, 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 stabilize, 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 and then bless it with love and kindness. And just being aware of a technique in kinesiology, which is balance something against something else. So in this case, we are balancing the virus, beg your pardon, not the virus, the vaccine to the body of humans. So we're asking that it be balanced energetically, which is obviously not something that the medical profession will have thought to do. But we ask that this be done. And we ask that this be done all over Australia to begin with. And then the United Kingdom, then America, and then all through all of the other parts of the world. If you have another country that you're aligned with, then name the country internally. So I'm just going to mention France on behalf of one of the students. And also Spain, where Sandy has family. Just work your way around the world in your own consciousness. Croatia, Russia, and China itself, which is and then stabilize and put a seal over China, and then just be aware of the rest of the world. Sending love and energy to everybody in the world. And then coming back to your own body and be aware of your family, and particularly any children, like small children. We'll work up from it, but small children, like grandchildren or nieces and nephews, and just imagine sending this loving, balancing energy to the children in your life. Children on their way into the life. All the babies in utero. When you feel you've done that sufficiently, then move to teenagers and young adults that you might know. And then people in their 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s, just make your way all the way up. And once you get to your age group, just go past your age group to people who are older than you, parents or grandparents. So, way up, that's it. And remember to do siblings. And then send the energy on to those that have passed over, all of humanity. And being aware again of the night sky and us as a circle of light penetrating through that darkness. And just see how our circle has grown, that we're a larger circle, a bigger dent. And just see at the very center of the circle, whatever feels right for me. For you, it feels to me like, for me, it's Sri Shakti Amma in the center, and the angelics, the archangelics in particular, and the angel powers. And then just see our circle being sealed and a crown being placed around the circle. And just be aware of our sovereignty. And I'm going to give thanks, and then we're just going to carry on with a different part. So we give thanks to the Supreme Being, Divine Mother, Divine Father, our souls and our divine selves. We give thanks for all of this assistance with the coronavirus and for our opportunity to be of service to the world. We ask that each one of us continue to be a clear channel for divine light, divine love, and divine healing energy. May each one of us be divinely blessed with all that we require and desire. May we maintain our vibration and be cheerful throughout this global pandemic. We ask for assistance from staying in the energies of loving kindness, mercy, compassion. Through divine grace, so be it. Just being aware of the energy of belonging. Just being aware of yourself in this group. And being part of this group. And our regular meetings. So, being aware of any other groups that you might belong to that are also supportive, particularly of spiritual works. And just see that screen like the nighttime sky, and just see how as more light comes forward, like as daylight dawns, as realization dawns, the whole sky becomes lighter, and there are many, many more pinpricks of light, these little crowns of light, all over the sky. So be aware again of your sense of belonging. Feel yourself in your body and your depth of sense of belonging in your body, which is different for everybody. Just being aware of the practical nature of being in your body. Focus on the sixth chakra. Bring your energy down to the sixth chakra and pull all of the muscles of the perineum up towards the belly. And just let yourself just become grounded in your body. One more piece of
May there be peace on earth. May there be love in your heart. May Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Loka Samesta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samesta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samesta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samesta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Alleluia Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Alleluia Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Can you feel the love in your heart? Feel the love in your heart. Can you feel the love in your heart? Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Alleluia Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti
And take a big breath in and let it just flood and flow through your body. Just be open to receiving blessing, Dhyama. Just let the energy pour into you, and then Mark, let the energy pour into you. Hazel's left us, but just let the energy pour into Hazel. It's probably a technical thing. And being aware of Inanna. Inanna pulling the blessing energy in. All the way down, and then Sandy. Then myself. And just being aware of other regulars at Sydney South. Jagini Hantri and Shaktidas. Kali Durga. Linda. Karen Sarkis. Goryananda. Richard. And just being aware of all of the family members of all of us. Sending love to all of your family members. And gratitude. Coming into the energy of gratitude for all that we have. that we live in this wonderful country where the sun is shining and we get beautiful day after beautiful day. You just have to be aware of the sun and the trees, your garden, the beach, the forests. Be aware of all of the bird life, all of the insects and lizards, all of the animal kingdoms. Be aware of the ocean. Let yourself just be in gratitude for the ocean, all the animals that live in the ocean. As we give thanks to the Supreme Being, Divine Mother and Divine Father. We give thanks to our souls and our divine selves. We give thanks to all of the great ones who've assisted us, to Shakti Durga, Sri Shakti Narayani Amma. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May we each continue to be clear channels for divine light, divine love, and divine healing energy. May we go about our next 2 weeks holding our vibration high and being in as much loving kindness and gratitude as we possibly can, being grateful for each other, for our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Through the divine grace. So, yeah. And coming back when you're ready. Very good. I'm going to stop the recording in a very loud voice. It will say, this recording has stopped.